Good afternoon. We call to order our city council meeting scheduled for December 12th. We have a roll call. Ms. Adams?
Mayor Clea McCaw.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Carolyn Humphrey.
Present.
Councilmember William Benning. Councilmember Angelica Landry.
Present.
Councilmember Marta Messmer.
Present.
Councilmember Mark Rodriguez.
Present.
Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll have our invocation by Justin McPeak of the Thunder Mountain Community Church. And after the prayer, we'll have a pledge of allegiance by Councilwoman Messmer. Sir.
Thank you for the opportunity to be able to pray and to start us off. Thank you. Let's pray together. Father, I thank you for this evening, and I thank you for the season, and so I pray for each one of the members of this council that as they're traveling for the holidays or for Christmas or as they have family traveling, you would keep them safe, and you would create an abundance of safety for all that are on the road this season. And I pray specifically for the agenda this evening that you would give them wisdom and discernment to be able to make the decisions and to have the conversations that they need to. My heart and my prayer is that your will would be done in this city. And so give them insight and give them wisdom in order to make those decisions. Thank you for who you are, and thank you for how good you are. And Jesus, I pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Councilwoman Messmer. And our number one, Councilman Rodriguez, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mayor, I move that the agenda for the regular city council meeting of December 12, 2024 be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Are there any questions, comments, discussion items? Seeing none, is everybody ready for the question? All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none is passed. And tonight we have some presentations, some awards of our outgoing commission members, and we would like to call Santa.
Carly Scarborough.
Carly Scarborough is on the Arts and Humanities and Cultural Diversity Commission. So we thank you for your time and your effort. Mayor's office, this certificate of appreciation is hereby awarded to Carly Scarborough for his contributions to the Arts, Humanities, Cultural Diversity Commission from May 2023 to January 2024. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kunkel and Joseph Hayes.
Mr. Mayor, you need the mic.
We have Jessica Kunkel, Park and Rec.
Jessica. Hey, how are you? So Jessica worked on the Parks and Rec. She did an awesome job. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you, Jessica. And for your contributions from June 2017 to 2024. Thank you so much. You have anything you would like to say?
No.
Yes.
I definitely do not. I don't. This is a great community. I'm glad to have been a part of it, and I look forward to continuing to do stuff just without a note on the
Thank you.
Is Bruce Phillips here tonight? No. Okay. And Keith Landry is not here tonight. Okay. So from the Youth Commission, we have Riley Absalon,
She's not here.
No.
Lexi Pickett,
She's not here.
and Sophia Rosa.
Oh, Sophia.
We got a winner. Chicken dinner.
Sophia is student at ASU. Chief Jones is not here tonight, but please tell him that I said.
He says bear down.
Strike that from the record.
Thank you, sir. But Ms. Rosa, on behalf of the city of Sierra Vista, thank you for your tenure at the Youth Council. Done an amazing job. She is so insightful. Worked her little self off, and from May 2023 to July 2024. Thank you so much. You want to say I will conclude with ASU did make a bowl, U of A didn't. So let's go to our city manager report, sir.
Yeah, here's the fort.
Oh,
William.
is that William?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Thought it was Santa Claus.
What's up, Councilman Benny? How are you, sir?
it's cold as all get out, but I'm doing good. I'll be home Saturday.
All right.
Excellent. City manager report, sir.
Thank you, Mayor McCaw. Members of the council, since this is our last regular meeting of the year, I want to go over the holiday schedule with you first. City offices will be closed Christmas Eve, December 24th, Tuesday, and obviously Christmas Day, December 25th, Wednesday. And offices will be closed the following Wednesday for the New Year's holiday. The refuse schedule for Christmas week is still the regular schedule, Monday and Tuesday pickup, and then Thursday and Friday. There will be no special pickups, obviously, for the holidays. So while everybody else is off, our refuse workers will continue to be out there working on behalf of the community during that week. Okay, number of other items. So really your next meeting then is a work session scheduled for 3 p.m. and that'll be Tuesday, January 7th here in the council chambers, and then your next regular meeting is 9th, 5 p.m. here in the council chambers. A number of projects tonight to talk about. The on-call demolition bid for demolition services is pending. And the first project is the Old Kings Court building and the restructuring of that particular loan on the note we're carrying on that property is at Pioneer Title and should be done very soon. So we'll see progress on that shortly. The spaceport license RFP, we received one bid on that, but it is under budget. It's currently under evaluation, so we should be able to start that very soon. And then the Martin Luther King Drive improvements from the highway to Avenida Escuela are scheduled to start in February, hopefully coinciding with the state getting back out and working on Highway 90 and 92. So we'll see how that works out too. The sales tax report for October, as I mentioned on Tuesday, is still flat. So we'll see if those numbers pick up with the holiday shopping season starting in November and then obviously December. So we're hoping for better numbers. As you know, our sales tax numbers have been flat pretty much the entire year. We had a meeting of the Joint Powers Authority of CECOM yesterday. And the good news on that is the fund balance looks like an estimated $650,000 for the year, which will be helpful going forward. Unfortunately, a lot of that is due to the fact that they've been short-staffed for the year. Finally, I'd like to first thank Councilwoman Marta Mesmer for stepping up and filling as council member, and I'll miss her at our water meetings. But I appreciate your service to the community, and congratulations to new members, Mr. Jones and Ms. Jackson. And finally, I want to offer, on behalf of the staff, Christmas greetings to the Sierra Vista community and happy holidays to those who celebrate in the various ways that they do. And then a happy and prosperous and safe new year, and we look forward to serving you then. Thank you, Mayor McCaw.
Is there any questions? City manager. Yeah. And we'll go to item number 2, Councilwoman Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that the consent agenda consisting of the minutes of the November 12th, 2024 work session, council special meeting of November 14th, 2024, council regular meeting of November 14th, 2024, council special meeting of November 21st, 2024, resolution 2024-083, appointment of the full-time employee vacancy to the chief human resources officer or interim, and appointment of the city council position to the mayor or mayor pro tem, said terms to expire December 31st, 2026 be approved.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Are there any discussion items? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. We'll go to our public hearing items. Item number 3, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that resolution 2024-084, an owner transfer interim permit, new application, limited liability type of ownership for a Series 6 liquor license for Raj Patel on behalf of Sri Hanuman Incorporated, doing business as JR's Bar, be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved and second. Staff report, Ms. Adams.
Mayor McCaw, members of council, as said by Mayor Pro Tem Humphrey, this is a transfer of ownership and an interim permit for JR's Bar on behalf of Mr. Patel. The notice of this public hearing was posted on the facility a month ago, and no comments have been received from the public, pro or con, as far as the approval or non-approval of this license. The police department has performed a background check on the applicant and has no objection to this license moving forward, and if approved tonight, it will be returned to the state for final action.
Any questions, comments? Yes, sir.
To see somebody take ownership of that place and not letting it go silent and dormant. Everybody in Sierra Vista who's spent any time here as a young person has probably stepped in that place once or twice. So they're passing the torch on to that next generation to continue going to JRs to fill that void.
Yes, thank you, sir. Never have it. Any other questions, comments? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
Oh, thank you, sir. Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. Item number 4, Councilwoman Miller.
Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution 2024-085, a new application limited liability type of ownership for a Series 6 liquor license for Vanessa Lee Lorne on behalf of Beatnik LLC be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Staff report, Ms. Adams.
Thank you, Mayor McCaw, members of council. This application is for a Series 6, which is a full bar liquor license, a quota license that's transferable. The notice of the public hearing was also posted on this facility as well, and no comments have been received, pro or con, as far as the issuance of this license. The police department has performed a background check and has no objection with this application moving forward, and if approved tonight, it will be returned to the state for final action and issuance.
Any questions, comments? Yes, sir.
Just another West End business. I'm glad that they're able to expand on their other businesses with Vanessa, and I'm glad that somebody's taking ownership of that empty building and doing something with it as well. It's very important to have that on the West End. So,
Yes, sir.
thank you to them.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. Item number 5, Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution 2024-086, Series 9 application for an owner transfer, interim permit, new license, limited liability, type of ownership for Aaron Isaac Dawson on behalf of Jar Enterprise LLC, doing business with Vista Beverage House at 999 East Fry Boulevard, Suite 101, Sierra Vista, Arizona, be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Staff report, Ms. Adams.
Mayor McCaw, members of council. As with the other 2 licenses, the notice of this public hearing was posted on the facility, and the requirement is minimum of 20 days. We usually get them up for about a month. No comments, however, have been received, pro or con, from the public, and the police have also done a background check on this applicant and have no objection to this moving forward. If approved tonight, it will be returned to the state for final action and issuance tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am. Any comments? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Sir. All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none is passed. And item number 6, Councilwoman Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that ordinance 2024-008, Development Code Text Amendments, Section 151.06.010, Accessory Dwelling Units, Article 151.31 be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Staff report, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. This is a request for amendments to 2 separate sections of the Development Code. The first relates to changes to Section 151.06.010, accessory dwelling units. The second relates to Article 151.3.1 amendments. So with that, let's get started. In 2022, the Arizona Department of Housing indicated a housing shortage in Arizona of approximately 270,000 homes. Now, this also includes a shortage of affordable housing units in the state as well. So the state legislature passed 2 housing bills in 2024 to address the housing shortage. It is these bills which require the Development Code amendments. So House Bill 2720 requires communities above 70,000 population to permit accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, on lots containing single-family homes. If you recall, the City Council did approve an accessory dwelling unit ordinance back in 2019, so we definitely were ahead of the curve in terms of the state legislature. The ordinance also had its own set of development standards at the time that was also adopted. The bill has its own set of development code standards that all jurisdictions are required to meet in order to be compliant with the state law. And it is these standards which are kicking in these proposed amendments. So, some of the changes required for the code section requires the removal of architectural design as a review standard. Back in 2019, staff and the City Council approved the ordinance with the requirement that, as part of the approval process for ADUs, that the ADU had to somehow architecturally blend in with the principal structure on the property, such as similar roofing materials and paint colors and so on and so forth. The state legislature has stated that the cities can no longer look at this as a criteria for approving accessory dwelling units. So this has been being proposed to be removed from the section. Secondly, the second amendment is to revise the maximum height for ADUs to 28 feet. Currently, the code states that the maximum height for accessory dwelling units is 15 feet, which is the same height for any type of accessory structure, such as sheds. However, the new state law says that the accessory dwelling unit has a maximum height of the zoning district in which it's located for principal structures. In this case, principal structures have a maximum height of 28 feet. Therefore, the maximum height for ADUs is going to be 28 feet moving forward. And finally, we're moving the section that requires public comments for ADUs. Again, the subjectivity has been removed from the code now that architectural design is being removed from this section. So that is also being removed as well. And now on to the 151.3.1, the amendments section. Senate Bill 1162 requires jurisdictions to provide review deadlines for residential rezonings. Currently, the code does not have any timelines for residential rezonings. So, in terms of the amendments required to comply with state law, for initial submittals for residential rezonings, the staff has 30 days to have administrative review, to basically verify that the submittal is complete. Once the staff notifies the applicant if the submittal is not administratively complete, then the applicant will have to resubmit. That second resubmittal, once submitted, staff will have 15 days to review that administrative review for completeness. So once the submittal has been completed, is complete, then there's 180 days from that completed submittal date to City Council review approval. There's 180 days for that timeline to take place. Now, staff typically will, as we all know, takes about 30 to 60 days currently for approval of these rezonings. So these timelines really won't affect our current processes, but it is required to be placed in the development code. And secondarily, there's some current language in the state law that talks about protests for rezonings. The city has made some changes to our current amendment section to make sure that the language is consistent with what's in the state law. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended unanimous approval of the amendments on November 19th. So per state law, both amendments are required to be adopted by January 1st, 2025, which is the reason why they're coming before you as ordinances tonight. This does conclude staff's report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. All right, questions, comments, discussion items? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor?
Approved.
Thank you, sir. All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. And we go to item number 7, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that ordinance 2024-009, City Code Text Amendment 90.11, Standards on Domesticated Fowl, be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Staff report, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of council. So City Council passed a domesticated fowl ordinance in 2018, which allows the keeping of fowl on single-family residential lots with certain restrictions. Now, the state legislature passed House Bill 2325 in 2024, which also allowed domesticated fowl by right in all single-family residential zoning districts, again, with required provisions. So the proposed changes, as being proposed, will bring Section 90.11 into compliance with state law. The language that you see before you in your folders mimics the model ordinance from the League of Arizona Cities and Towns. So let's look at some of the amendments that are being proposed. The major difference is that the number of fowl allowed on the property will change. Currently allowed is 1 fowl per 1,000 square feet up to 8 total fowl. The new language allows a maximum of 6 fowl regardless of the lot size. And secondarily, per our discussion at the work session on Tuesday, staff is adding the prohibition, or adding to the amendments the prohibition of butchering chickens on the property. That has also been included as part of your amendments. So although state law is only addressing chickens, the city code does define domesticated fowl as both female chickens and ducks of both genders. So both of these types of fowl will still be applicable under this current section of the code. And that does conclude staff's report, Mr.
Thank you, sir.
Or wait, can we address the? Thank you. It's not Santa's bell. I'm not the only good kid hearing this, right? Like it's it's a constant.
You said Santa and it stopped.
Yeah.
There's some feedback of some
Yeah.
sort.
Okay.
Is that microphone
Making
on?
it hard to think.
No, the microphone's on.
Is the hand microphone on, Jeff? The one right next to your right hand?
Oh.
Is that
Should
on?
be, yeah,
No?
it's on.
Okay.
It's William. Yeah, it's William.
Yeah, it's,
It's probably the phone call.
yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Any comments, questions?
Nope. Nope. Thanks for adding the foul language in there. Appreciate it. Sorry.
Everybody ready for the
I
question?
did have the.
Go
Are
ahead.
we going to address the I know it said not allowing the
Oh, yeah,
slaughter.
it's added. They added it,
Yeah. Okay. I don't have. Okay.
Yeah, it's- yeah.
I didn't see that. Thank you. So since Tuesday, thank you so much. Yeah, didn't want people going all like Ron Swanson on the chickens in front of their neighbors, but yeah, thank you.
Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor?
Approved.
Thank you, sir. All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. Thank you, sir. And we go to item number 8.
Thank you.
Councilman Messmer.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Mayor, I move that Resolution 2024-087, amendment to the Chapter 94 Park be approved.
Second.
Been probably moved in second. Staff report. Ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. This resolution is a request to make some additions and edits to our Chapter 94 Parks of our City Code of Ordinances and incorporates our golf course property into the code. It adds a definition for the golf course. Under park hours, it adds a clause to allow our operator to set the hours of operation there. Under parks, grounds, and properties, it added the golf course, sports field, track, skate park, sports courts, and adjacent parking lot spaces to our trespassing clause that prohibits people from accessing those areas between the hours of 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. In the enforcement clause 94.03, it added the golf course property to that in order to give our police officers the authority to enforce our ordinances on that property since it was private before. Under metal detecting, it prevents metal detecting of any kind on the golf course property. Under smoking, it includes language to allow that the hosts of special events who hold a permit to allow designated smoking areas during those events if they choose, as long as they comply with Arizona state law. In addition, language was added that smoking would be permitted on the golf course property in the open spaces and in the designated areas on the grounds. It added item J to 94.04 for recreational walking on the golf course property, which would permit people to walk on the property prior to the first tee time of the day and after the conclusion of golfing at the end of each day. It updated the title for Chapter 94.05 from Parks Uses to Parks, Grounds, and Property Uses. That would allow us to include other types of properties in there and not just our parks. Commercial or vending activities in 94.04C2 updated the language to include beverage service providers and contracted operational vendors with permission to be included within the exemption clause, An example of that is currently we have coffee vendors and other food type services supporting events like our ice skating rink and things like that. That allows us to continue to do that. Under camping at 94.05B, added language to prevent camping and sleeping at the municipal golf course at any time. We thought that was a good one. We added item C to 94.05 for fishing. It prohibits fishing, wading, and swimming at the golf course property in all ponds and lakes. We added item D under 94.05 for loitering on golf course property, which specifically states that loitering on that property is strictly prohibited. Under the noise ordinance of 94.05F as in Frank, we require a permit for amplified music and live public performances, and it would allow such performances in locations other than Centennial Pavilion. That's specifically stated in our ordinance now, but now that we're doing other events in other places around town, that would allow those with a permit. Under dangerous activities in 94.05G, the clause was updated to allow activities that are prohibited in public parks to take places in areas and spaces that are designated specifically for those activities. So, for example, right now you can't golf in a park, but you can golf on a golf course. Our archery range is another example of where that updated language was necessary. All the other changes in the ordinance in the code were administrative in nature to correct grammar and to also correct the department name from Leisure and Library Services to Parks, Recreation, and Library. These proposed amendments have been requested by the Parks and Recreation Commission, and they recommend approval of the amended language. Our city code requires that this resolution be published or made a public record for a period of 30 days prior to being passed and adopted. So after the 30-day review, we'll be bringing it back to you in the form of an ordinance that will include any of the public comments for your review and final approval. And that concludes my staff report. Thank you very much.
Comments, questions?
I do have a. I don't know how common it is, people putting fish in that pond, like the bass. Was it, what kind of fish?
Koi.
Koi?
Oh, yeah, there's lots of koi in the pond.
I don't know. Do we have to include language? Like, is that a common thing that people do, with put fish and, like, stock that pond?
I don't, Mayor Pro Tem Humphrey, I don't know how common it is, but it did happen. Oh,
Yeah.
and, you know.
Mayor Pro Tem Humphrey, actually, it's against state law to illegally stock fish. So there's state laws that actually pertain to that.
Everybody breaking the
It's
law.
under ARS Title 17. So there's state laws that prohibit from transport of live fish from one water to another.
Probably after the carnival comes, that's probably when there's an uptick in that.
That's what I was expecting, like goldfish. When people said bass and koi, I was like, okay, thank you.
Any other comments? So we can't fish in it.
Or camping.
Fishing.
No
Or
fishing.
camping.
Can't stock it either.
Can't stock it either. How about a net? No. Are there any other questions? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor? Councilman Benning?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. All those
You're
opposed?
welcome.
Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. We go to our new item. Councilman Rodriguez, item number 9.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mayor, I move that ordinance 2024-010, amendment to Chapter 31, City Manager, City Code be approved.
Second.
We probably moved to the second staff report. Ma'am?
Thank you, Mayor McCaw and members of council. This update will administratively change a couple outdated provisions of Chapter 31 City Manager, which establishes the Office of City Manager and sets requirements and powers and duties and some various other specifications. So it's going to change 3 outdated provisions. The first is in 3106, absence or disability acting city manager, just to reflect established practice and remove a reference to a position that no longer exists. Next, it'll update 3107, powers and duties, section C, to remove the requirement of appointments of the city clerk, city physician, and legal counsel by city council. The clerk has not been appointed for over 25 years by council. City physician has never been appointed that we are aware of or can find. And currently, both state law and your code recognize the city attorney has the authority as your chief legal advisor to bring in specialized counsel as he sees fit. And finally, we'll just remove an outdated state law reference in 3107, powers and duties, section H. Since this is an ordinance, this went out for public comment on October 17th at public hearing and was open for 30 days and no comments were received. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Are there any comments, questions? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. Item number 10, Councilwoman Landry, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that Resolution 2024-088, amendment to the city manager's contract be approved.
Second.
Then probably move to the second staff report. Ms. Downing, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. Before you is the amended contract for the city manager's contract that was discussed with you in executive session. There were 3 changes to the contract before you to approve. The first one is the annual base salary has been changed to $197,083. The second change is the city manager shall earn 20 days of administrative leave at the start of each fiscal year that may be used as additional vacation days. And the last change is at the end of each fiscal year, the city will compensate the city manager for any unused vacation leave that exceeds the accrual limit up to 5 days or 40 hours of administrative leave. And that concludes the amendments.
Thank you, ma'am. Any questions, comments? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it's passed.
Mayor McCall?
Sir.
I'd just like to thank the council for their continued support through these many years, so
you,
appreciate
sir.
it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. To the longest running city manager in the history of Arizona.
Thank you.
Keep reading that crystal ball. And we will move to item number 11. Mayor Pro Tem Humphrey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that Resolution 2024-089, update to personnel rules and regulations, be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved to the second staff report, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor McCaw. This update will amend two sections of Rule 10 of the Personnel Rules and Regulations. The first is Rule 10, Section 19 regarding light duty, and the change would allow extension of light duty past the current 6-month time limit upon the approval of the city manager. We often run into situations where such extension would be necessary and justified, and currently the city manager does not have the authority to extend that time, and so that should be granted to him. And then Section 10 of Rule 10 adjusts military leave. Both federal law and state law currently allow for a certain amount of paid military leave for those who are serving in the reserves or National Guard. And this update will just bring our personnel rules into line with state law and federal law. That's it, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, ma'am. Are there any questions, comments? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor? All those,
Aye.
thank you, sir. All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. We go to item number 12. Councilwoman Messmer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that Resolution 2024-090, Proceedings of the Industrial Development Authority of the City of Sierra Vista regarding the issuance of its tax-exempt or taxable education facility revenue bond signature Praetorian Series 2025 in the amount not to exceed $60 million be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Staff report. Good afternoon, sir.
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, and members of staff, city staff, my name is Michael Slaney on behalf of the Sierra Vista IDA. I'm here to discuss the resolution in front of you. It is for a charter school bond for a Nevada school. It is a second location for that school to be built. Again, you may remember that under state statute, the IDAs are allowed to act both within the state and without the state. There is a requirement that there be a finding that there be some benefit back to you, in that the Sierra Vista IDA has made that finding, and that is because of the fee that is anticipated to be paid by the school. That school is a second location to be built in Summerland, Nevada, which is the first location is in Henderson. It is a well-regarded school, serves a variety of a diverse population in that location. It is going to be publicly offered by Robert W. Baird, but only to accredited investors or qualified institutional buyers. So again, this is not an obligation of the Sierra Vista IDA in terms of its general financial obligation, nor is it an obligation of the city or of the state in any way in terms of a financial obligation. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, sir. Are there any questions, comments? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. Item number 13, Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mayor, I move that Resolution 2024-091, Proceedings of the Industrial Development Authority of the City of Sierra Vista regarding the issuance of its tax-exempt and/or taxable education facility revenue bonds, Champion Schools Project, Series 2025, in an amount not to exceed $15 million be approved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Staff report, sir.
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, this is again a second time that the school has come before you. They came earlier this year for refinancing of their existing bonds. This is a second location that they are currently leasing. They are looking to buy. Probably will occur in January or February, but they are looking to move in 2025 with the financing moving forward. So this being your last meeting of the year, they wanted to come before you. Again, it is a well-regarded school, and happy to answer any questions. It'll be publicly offered again with the limitation to qualified institutional buyers or accredited investors.
Excellent. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir, for the report and the clarifications that everybody knows out there that you clarify there's no financial obligation. When the word bond comes up, people think of certain kind of bonds. They think it's going to cost them something, or our taxes may go up, but it's not that kind of bond when it comes to the education facility and revenue bonds, and the city will receive on the back end some fees from these bonds.
Right. The
Okay.
IDA receives an
IDA, sorry.
administrative fee, either paid upfront, depending at the option of the school, either paid upfront or paid annually over the life of the bond. So, and of course, the IDA has matched with their Economic Development Fund, working with the city on economic development.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Just that since the president of the IDA is here, we're really looking forward to your presentation next year. Yes. Find out what we're doing with all, because we've been approving quite a bit of these. I feel like I could see you on the street now. I know exactly who you are. So we've been seeing you a lot, which is good.
Great.
That's it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Slaney, for being here. You always come down and break things down for us, and I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Excellent. Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor? Oh.
Aye.
Thank you, sir. All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Safe travels. Merry Christmas
Thank
to
you. Happy holidays.
We'll go to item number 14, Councilwoman Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that Resolution 2024-092, amendment to the intergovernmental agreement between Cochise County, City of Sierra Vista, and Cochise County Community College District for the Police Academy be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved to second. Staff report, Chief.
Mayor McCall, members of council, with this resolution, I'm requesting approval of an amendment to our existing IGA for our regional police academy, which is between Cochise College, Cochise County, and the city of Sierra Vista. There are just two major changes that are outlined in this amendment. One is that the spring academy will begin January 13th and end on May 29th, 2025. And as of today, I've heard that we may have up to 6 recruits that we are sending to that class, which is good news. Secondly, the college now is completing construction on Bugen Hall, so they'll have on-campus housing available for police recruits at a cost of $2,350 for 20 weeks, which is the duration of the academy. We don't anticipate using that, but it's nice to have that available. A lot of good things going on at Cochise College. We're just glad to be a part of it. So with that, I'll answer any questions.
Excellent. Any questions, comments? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. We'll go to item number 15. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that Resolution 2024-093, Estates 2 at Holiday Final Plat, lots 1 through 10 be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved to second. Staff report, Mr. Pregler.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor, again, and members of council. As stated in the motion, this is a request for approval for the States 2 at Holiday Final Plat. This is the final phase of the Holiday subdivisions. As you can tell from the aerial map, the subdivision will be located at the north west corner of Canada Flores Drive and Great Basin Lane. Here's the configuration of some of the lots on the plat itself. A brief summary of the plat. The land use designation on the plat is high-density residential. The zoning on the property is multi-family residence. The applicant is proposing single-family detached homes on the property. The lot sizes will range from 7,700 square feet to 13,000 square feet. There's one phase for this particular project, a total of 10 lots. The density will be 2.2 homes per acre. In terms of the setbacks, the front yard setback will be 24 feet, which includes a 4-foot sidewalk, which is located actually on the lots themselves. The interior side is 5 feet, the street side is 10 feet, and the rear setback is 15 feet. In terms of the buffer, there is typically a 25-foot buffer for all those homes adjacent to Canada Flores Drive. In this case, the buffer will be reduced to 10 feet with the requirement of a 6-foot block wall and buffer trees along Canada Flores. Drainage, there is a detention basin identified in Track B, which will be dedicated and maintained by the city. All water will drain to the streets and into the detention basin, where it will be metered into the wash. There's one access into the subdivision from Renee Place. All roadways will be private with the width of 26 feet. Pedestrian connectivity, the curb, gutter, and sidewalk will be constructed along all roadways. Sidewalk will also be extended along Great Basin Lane, which will connect the subdivision to multi-use paths along the wash, a neighborhood park, and a clubhouse with additional recreational amenities. Water adequacy, the PDS Water Company was provided a designation of water adequate water supply by the Arizona Department of Water Resources on May 17th, 2013. Therefore, the subdivision does meet the water adequacy requirements as stated in the Development Code. Lots 1 and 10, as well as the detention basin, are located within a FEMA floodplain. The affected lots, as well as the basin, will need to be removed from the floodplain prior to building permits being issued. In terms of general plan consistency, the plat does meet Goal 2-4, Strategy 3, design sites to provide access and connections to alternative transportation routes such as multi-use paths, sidewalks, and bus routes. It also meets Goal 12-9, Strategy 1, promote physical design, building structure, lot layout relationships, and landscape opportunities between existing and new housing construction to help the new developments complement the surrounding neighborhoods. So that does conclude staff's report. Mr. Mayor, I do want to say that Mr. Rick Kaufman from Castle and Cook is in the audience tonight, as well as Mr. Mark Walston from Walston Homes.
Excellent. Any comments, questions? And Mr. Kaufman, thank you for coming down. Good to see you, Mark, Mr. Walston. Y'all have any comments?
I don't. Be happy to answer any questions, but no comment. I think we spoke about this the last time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And got a chance to meet your wife yesterday. Sweet. Any other questions, comments? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor? Oh, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. Looking forward to some great structures. Thank you so much. And you always make great structures. Always. And we go to item number 16, Councilwoman Mesmer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, I move that Resolution 2024-094, Amendment to the Southeast Arizona Communication Intergovernmental Agreement regarding Human Resources Services and Governing Board makeup be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second staff report, sir.
Yep. Thank you, Mayor McCaw, members of the council. First, I do want to apologize for the rapidity with which this item is coming before you, although we were able to brief you Tuesday about it. There were changes that were even being made up until yesterday, so you do have the final draft before you now, and this is due to Cochise County's desire to try and have these items voted on before the end of the year. So with that, as Councilwoman Mesmer mentioned, there are two primary changes to the IGA that you established with the Cochise County Board of Supervisors in 2017 that set up the governance and operations of CCOM, the Southeast Arizona Communications Center for Dispatch Services. At the time, the county had agreed to take on all the administrative responsibilities for CCOM, and shortly after it stood up in 2018, they determined they did not want to do that, and a couple of changes took place. One, they basically voted to hand over all the administrative responsibilities to the city, and then they changed their voting membership from the Cochise County administrator to the sheriff at that point in time. It is now their desire to work on taking back the administrative services, starting with the human resources function, and as such, the item before you does affect that change, moving human resources to the county from the city, and later on we'll probably be working on the other fiscal agent services such as budget, finance, procurement, and clerk services that you'll probably see sometime during the first half of next year. Of course, a number of things have to occur to make the human resources change effective. There were obviously a number of employees at CCOM, and they were under the stewardship of the city. And of course, with changing it over to the county, all employees of CCOM will then become county employees. So we gave the option of grandfathering in the current city employees that wanted to stay with the city, or they had the option to go with the county at this point in time. Currently, there are 9 employees at CCOM that wish to stay with the city and take advantage of our benefits and stay in our retirement and health benefits and all that kind of thing. So they're primarily employees that have been with the city for a while and just have made a determination to stay with us. In order to effect those changes, they will need to sign loan employee agreements to the county, and Mr. Williams is working with Ms. Downing to make sure that the employees are taken care of in this particular case. The other change involves the voting structure for CCOM. The county argues that the sheriff's office is separate, being that the sheriff is a separately elected official from the Board of Supervisors. And although our agreement is with the Board of Supervisors, they feel that both the sheriff and the county administrator should be representing Cochise County on the board. There was a little item of contention there in that the membership of CCOM, a number of the members felt that the county would be getting 2 votes on the board, whereas currently everybody has 1 to include the city, and we're an equal partner with the county in this particular case. So the compromise that was struck was that the sheriff would be the permanent chair of the JPA board, but would be non-voting. And then the county could then appoint the county administrator to the voting position on the board. So with that, then the sheriff would have the ability to have a tie-breaking vote. But in the bylaws are a number of provisions for supermajority votes for things like budget, taking on new membership, changes to the IGA, and a number of items. So the tie-breaking vote shouldn't come into play too often with these particular changes. So Monday we met to finalize negotiations on the language with county officials. Mr. Williams attended on our behalf as well. We agreed to the changes. They were voted on yesterday by the JPA board unanimously by the membership, and briefed obviously to you on Tuesday, and appear for your vote tonight. And I'll be happy to answer any questions. I know that was pretty complex, but hopefully understandable.
Oh, yes, we understand very well. Yes, ma'am.
Just a clarification. So the rule about supermajority votes being needed on certain items, that's already in
That's
their
already
bylaws.
in the bylaws of CCOM.
Okay, 'cause I was actually looking specifically for that, but it's not in.
It's not in the
Okay.
base IGA document. It's in a
And
separate
then
document.
one more thing, there was so if the board does not adopt a specific policy, the county's policies they'll apply. If you guys don't, if the board doesn't come up with a different policy that's associated to human resources and fiscal responsibilities.
So right now, human resources for the 9 employees that wish to stay city employees will be under city rules and benefits and that kind of thing. All the other employees will transition over to the county. They will be under county rules, and then new employees going forward will be under the county rules.
Unless you adopt the board policy. Sorry, I'm looking specifically at number 3. Okay, wait, Article 4, number 3.
Mayor Pro Tem Umphrey, that refers specifically to the personnel rules because CCOM did not adopt its own separate personnel rules. So that means that if CCOM does not adopt its own specific rule related to personnel, then the county's personnel rules would apply.
And that's okay. I don't know if that's a
No,
a
that-
good or bad thing. I don't know.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, great. Well, I want to thank our attorney for being present for those last 2 meetings.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure. He enjoyed it that much. But
No, but we
They were great.
appreciate it because I know it's a lot. That's all I had. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to comment that I'm glad to see that the CCOM JPA board, that they're unanimous in their support for recommending these amendments. So I think that's great to know.
Yeah, and also I forgot to mention, the Board of Supervisors will probably be taking this up on December 31st, so they're running it right up to the wire. So.
Thank you for your patience.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir, as well.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Any other questions? Everybody ready for the question? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. Thank you, sir. And then tonight, we have a call to the public. We have 4 individuals. We call first Radford Hyde. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, you have 5 minutes. You'll see a green light here be illuminated. It'll go yellow and red. When it goes red, your time has expired, and we'll ask you to.
What light are you talking about?
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh. You guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. My name is Radford Hyde. Last meeting, I spoke about the kind of incongruence of the agenda items with attachments, and whoever fixed that, thank you. That was really nice change. It was so easy to see what's going on in this meeting before the meeting, and I'm glad that whoever took it up, thank you, and whoever actually made the change, thank you. It was so simple to read what was going on ahead of the meeting, and I think it's going to prove to be beneficial. The other item I have to discuss is opportunities for lowering all of our tax burden. I hear a lot of this business about the Industrial Development Authority, and I've made calls to Mr. Slania, and he was very generous with his time, telling me about how that works and how the city gets a cut and all that. And which brought up something, okay, has there ever been a resolution through this city council which was intended to lower my tax burden? Ever?
Well,
just think
Well,
about that.
we can't.
I don't think you're allowed to actually discuss it. But,
No,
or
we're not,
talk
but I
back,
can address that
if
with
you can
you
address it
next.
afterwards sometime, that would be great. It seems like all the industrial development or other development, like the athletic field, which was sold to everyone as a good return on investment, instead of lowering our tax, the city focuses on spending the windfall, trying to find other opportunities to spend money. And the reminder is that the council has a fiduciary responsibility to do what is best for the citizens, and that is not always achieved by spending money. Also, city manager, I'm sorry, this is going to be your example. Thank you for your service, and this is nothing personal, and there's nothing against a man earning good pay. However, in the example I read, the adjustment to his contract, and it would be nice going forward if adjustments to contracts would include what the previous items were and what they were changed to. So I was looking up the new contract that was attached. Thank you for the agenda item attachment, but I had no bearing for what was and what was changed, and if there was a percentage increase or percentage decrease or anything like that. So I had no basis to go on what was actually happening, just numbers, and that was it. Some of the other items that were in the agenda actually had copies of tracking, change tracking on the document, so you could see what was scratched out and what was added, and that's cool. And if that's an option that's available for something like that, might not apply for personnel issues, I don't know, but if that's the case, that would be really cool to do. So anyway, that's all I had to say, and I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and I hope that we continue to grow as a city. I really like living here, and I think you guys do a generally good job, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hyde. Call next, Mr. Steve Conroy. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome. Congratulations on your appointment to this.
Well, thank you very much. I just came from my first school board meeting with the superintendent, so that's why I was a little late.
Yes, sir.
Mayor McCaw and members of the council and city manager, thank you both for your time and for your consideration. One of the things that I would like to address is that Sierra Vista does several things for the community that are not cost effective but do benefit our community as a whole. Our bus system is, of course, the example of such a service. Another one, which was canceled in May of 2024, was the after-school program called Sparks. According to the city's website, Sparks is a fun, this is quotes, Sparks is a fun and engaging program for elementary students in grades K through 6. The program is Sierra Vista's public school-based and focuses on activities that expose kids to a wide variety of recreation and educational opportunities, end quote. The program was available from Monday through Friday as an after-school program. It was available on school days from the end of school to 5:30, and the cost was $45 per week per child and included the snack. COVID disrupted a lot of our activities in our community, and Sparks fell victim to that disruption. Attendance waned, and instead of actively advertising its availability, the City Council elected to close it completely. As mentioned, there are programs where cost is really never fully recouped. Now, you could use sales tax received from out-of-city sales to fund that program, and those are unprogrammed funds right now, and they could help benefit our community, working mothers especially. I would strongly recommend that the City Council and the City Manager review the Sparks program, consider the value of supporting working mothers, and reinstate this valuable after-school program. I believe that we as a community need to look at supporting our community. Those are the homeless, the mentally ill, and those that are struggling to make ends meet, and working mothers, of course, fall into that category. And so I would strongly recommend we reconsider establishing or reestablishing the Sparks program. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, sir. Our next presenter is Miss Elizabeth Tyndall. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello, everybody. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm a facilitator for the Sierra Vista Youth Council, and I'm with the University of Arizona, Cochise County, and AZ Health Zone. We are very proud of this collaboration, and we have a few people we would like to thank before the youth speak today. We would like to thank the mayor and city council for their time, and Councilman Rodriguez for his commitment to our community's youth. Excuse me. The staff and volunteers at the sports complex have made these meetings possible each month with their help setting up and having a very welcoming meeting space. Laura Wilson, our Director of Parks, Recreation, and Library, for seeing the value in this program. And then for helping the youth with us with practice job interviews, we would like to thank Engineer Mike Durfus and Battalion Chief Ermeyer, from the Sierra Vista Fire and Medical Services, Kelly and Mike Hyman from Synergy Home Care, Sabrina Wigington from La Frontera CBIS, Rebecca Tilley from Vision IT, and Mark Grisham from AZ at Work. A big thanks to the professional firefighters of Sierra Vista Local 4492 for providing dinner for the Youth Council. And then lastly, a giant thank you to the families of the Youth Council for helping make this happen by getting them to meetings each month and all the extra activities. And of course, to the Youth Council themselves for being involved and interested in their bigger community. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And our last presenter is Miss Addison Brooks. Hey, Addison. So this is your first time?
Oh, I'm Krista.
You're Krista. This is Addison. Oh, we have a trio. Okay, Addison and crew. All right. So you'll have 5 minutes. Your time starts now. When it gets red, your time is expired. Oh, you got some more coming up. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Krista Valenzuela, and I'm the president of the Sierra Vista Youth Council. The Youth Council is a mini city council to build confidence and leadership skills for teenagers within our community. We meet at the sports complex every third Wednesday of the month, 6 to 7:30. Starting the new year, we will meet from 6 to 8:30 twice a month to give us more time to go in depth in our future projects. As a group, we meet once a month to discuss about further projects. We have learned meeting skills as well as interview skills and how to work as a strong team. Over the last 5 months, we have partaken in a photo voice project. What is Photo Voice? Well, Photo Voice is taking pictures and videos to show a certain perspective of a topic. We decided to do our project on issues within our community. To achieve our goals with this project, cameras were lended to us from the U of A. As a group, we have learned that The parks in our community need some love, whether it's through cleanliness or safety, and we would like to partake in that and help.
Hello, my name is Chloe Markle. I live in Sierra Vista, and I am the Vice President of our Youth City Council. As a council, we have discussed our city's public safety, cleaning our parks, and a market for the homeless. We plan to look into these concerns and come back to the City Council with a presentation to present to the board. These issues are important to us because we want to have a safe, clean community to continue to be a part of. We also want to make sure that everyone has the resources needed to be able to survive. Thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all when we return with our presentation.
My name is Addison. Oh, guys. Okay, hold on. My name is Addison. I live in Sierra Vista, and I'm here as a part of the Youth Council Committee going over why we did this certain topic for our project. We did this to reach the perspective of the youth in our community that are often overlooked, so our group and others have a stronger voice and opinion. All of us, youth, adults, and families alike. Whether it's safer streets for walking and biking, better lighting in parks, or more emergency resources. These are some examples that shape our daily lives and our confidence in the spaces we call home. Our goal is to not only highlight these concerns, but also to propose solutions that reflect the voices of people who are often afraid of having conversations. By tackling this topic, we hope to build bridges between community leaders like yourselves and the younger generation, showing that our insights are valuable and can lead to meaningful change. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share our and the community's perspective. We are excited to collaborate and take the next step towards a safer and more connected town.
That was outstanding. Excellent. Any more call to the public?
No, sir.
Thank you. We'll close call to the public. And now we have Councilor comments from the council.
Benning's first.
Benning. Councilman Benning.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mayor. One, I want to thank everyone that came out and talked to us tonight, especially the Youth Council. It's great seeing the youth do great things, and Mark is doing a great job also with the Youth Commission. Councilmember Mesmer is going to be sad to see you go. You put some hard work in. It was nice working with you, so thank you. Can't wait to get back to Sierra Vista. Remember, ASU is playing in the Peach Bowl for the college football playoffs, so we got to root on ASU, Mr. Mayor.
Roger
Don't
that.
let cheap. Exactly. And then I'll just say, hey, Merry Christmas to everybody, and thank you, and look forward to another good year.
Excellent. Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the crews that went out there and cleaned. I had mentioned in the previous meeting that Miss Joanne Berry's mural was blocked on the bypass there. So I saw some crews out there cleaning up the trees. So now you can see that beautiful mural again. So thank you to the crews that went out there and fixed all that trees that were blocking it. The firefighter have one more last Christmas drive next week on Wednesday. Their last one of the season from 4 to 6 p.m. at Ace. That'll be the final finale. So bring your toys, donations. But you can always go by any of the fire stations and drop off as well. The call to the public was great. Thank you for, it's always good to hear from the community, especially our youth, and thank you for all the community partnership that we've had that want to support our youth. That's very important, and as you can see, they're very involved. State Road 90 update, we got an email and stuff like that, so they are working. FNF Construction is in the vicinity. They have if you've been anywhere near the Border Patrol checkpoint, it's down to one lane now coming south, so they were supposed to return in March. They're back now, ahead of schedule, or ahead of time. And just a reminder, they have until July of 2025 to complete this contract work. So they're going to be working from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., moving their way down from the Border Patrol checkpoint all the way down to Molson Road. And they're going to be taking a break between Christmas and New Year's. So, hopefully we'll see them. I don't know when. We don't know when they'll be coming into our area to the intersection that's most chaotic. But it is some forward progress, so I'm glad to see that. So thank you for ADOT for... and there's been a little bit of confusion. ADOT is here in town as well, doing some minor things. They're doing some pothole work and stuff like that. In the meantime, they are 100% meant to be Band-Aids because FNF is coming behind them soon, hopefully, and they're going to take all that up and fix it to where the project's supposed to be fixed. So the ADOT stuff is just a temporary fix. Thank you, Marta, for your service to our community and the council. I know you'll continue to do great things in our community like you always did before. Historical Society. I'm sure I'll see you around the museum, all that stuff that you're always a part of. So thank you for your service to our community. Thanks to all those who will be working during the holidays. You mentioned our refuse workers, as well as the military that's deployed. Our first responders will be working during those holidays too, so keep them in mind. And the holidays are normally a good, happy season, but make sure you check on your friends and family and your battle buddies in the military, because not everybody handles the holidays well. So check on your people. And then last one there, I want to also congratulate the new Douglas Mayor, Jose Grijalva, who is going to be taking over Douglas starting today. And happy holidays and whatever you celebrate during this time.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And to everybody who stayed here for the whole meeting, you get 100 bonus points. It was quite the long one, so thank you all for staying, and especially thanks for the call to the public. It's always great to have people come and to share their thoughts and concerns and everything. We always appreciate hearing from you. And for Marta Mesmer, I said a lot of things last month, and I don't feel like I need. They should be repeated many times. I don't feel like I need to today. But Sierra Vista is very lucky to have her as a citizen, and we've been very lucky to have her as a council member. So I'm definitely going to miss our Mama Marta for sure. But everybody, if you get a chance, definitely thank her for all that she's done, all that she continues to do. I wanted to give a shout out to, so last Thursday, the Southeast Arizona Law Enforcement Training Academy, they had their class of 24-2 graduation, and there were new recruits from different areas, Benson, Cochise County, Douglas, Santa Cruz and stuff. And so I just wanted to give an extra shout out to our new officers, Officer Castañon, Officer Leach, Officer Melton, and Officer Thompson. We're very proud of you all for going through that, and we're very happy to have you serving in our community. If anybody sees them, give them a high five, give them an extra high five or something, because that's always great to see. I love graduations of any kind. It's very, very good. And then moving on, I wanted to take a moment and to thank everybody for the opportunity to serve another term on council. I really appreciate all of the support, people that have believed in me, and even the ones that didn't. That's cool too, and giving me the chance to keep doing this. So when I first joined on council, I really didn't know how things worked or anything like that, and I was very scared, and I'm sure if you saw some of those first meetings on my term, I was very scared to say anything. It was very difficult, especially being a very big introvert, so that was definitely not easy to sit up here. It's still not, but over time I've really grown, and this has really helped me grow as a person and as a councilwoman, and I've learned so much, and I feel a lot more confident now about sharing my thoughts and my perspectives and being able to bring everybody's voice out and kind of in listening to people and what they think and what they feel. It's been a really rewarding experience, and I'm really looking forward to what's ahead. One thing that I do promise that I will do is to keep showing up as myself. I'm, as you can see, I'm very authentically myself all the time, but I do love and I really care about this community. So I just want to let you know that I'm going to continue to be myself and bring whatever I can with me to whatever I do. And with the holiday season coming up, I wanted to wish everybody happiness and peace. This is a really big time for joy and connection, but it's also tough for other people, as Councilman Rodriguez had said. Check in on other people. So I encourage everybody to think about anybody that might be struggling right now. Maybe it's their first holiday season alone, or maybe they don't have strong family connections, or you never know what's going on. So even something small like reaching out to invite them to join you in, whatever, or checking in can make a really big difference to them. So I encourage you to do that. And then also, don't forget to take care of yourself. You can't take care of others if you're running on empty. So you need to take some time to recharge, or if you need to step back from social events, that's great. That's fine. Self-care matters just as much as being there for others. So just make sure that take some time for yourself. And also, thank you so much, everybody. I wish you all happy holidays and looking forward to a great 2025.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilwoman Messmer.
Oh, thank you. This is going to be a little tough, so I'm going to get through this. First, I'd like to thank Elizabeth Rozak for talking me into putting my letter of intent when I was appointed for city council. She allowed me to serve, by talking me into that, I was allowed to serve the city of Sierra Vista. I'd like to thank the mayor and my city council, fellow city council members, and especially my council mamas. I'd like to thank you all for allowing me to serve our great city. The granddaughter of a Mexican and Yaqui Indian, and the granddaughter of a Buffalo soldier, to serve the great city that they helped build. I'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Mom, I'm out.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I can't look at Marta. I'm going to look this way. I want to start by thanking all the commissioners who served. Well, Jessica's still here since 2017. Thank you. That's amazing. And I know that she was go that whole time because I saw her at all the things. And I want to thank our youth council for being here. You guys did a great job. I know it's scary. It feels weird even saying that because sometimes I'm just scared being out here, but I get it. You did an excellent job, and I'm really glad you took the time. It's amazing you're still here because I would, at your age, well, I don't even want to think about what I was doing at your age. The Christmas parade, it was a great parade. The community really turned up and did a fantastic job with the theme of your favorite Christmas movie. Although I was disappointed there was no Die Hard float. I was like, ugh. But it was a great parade. We had a great time, and I went to Hispanic Chamber Mixer. We were kind of dividing and conquering. Everyone went to different things last Friday, but the mayor and her husband from Cananea came up, and I got to meet the new consul for Mexico, Rita Vargas. It's the first woman appointed to that position, and she's out of Douglas, and she was able to act as an interpreter, and we had a great time at Manny's Farmers Market. Mm-hmm. So, and they're doing a great job. Got a lot of Christmas gifts, so if you need some last minute items, go to Manny's on Wilcox. Also checked out Shop with the Cop thanks for extending the invitation, Shop with the Cop, and there were over 160 families, is that right? Yeah. And that was incredible because it's not just our department, it was Border Patrol, the Sheriff's Department, military police, there were volunteers, Citizens Police Academy Associates, a lot of volunteers, and it was just, they were playing dodgeball in the Walmart parking lot. It was, I don't know who brought those, but there were all these games. There was a polar bear, and everyone was having such a great time jumping in and out of vehicles, petting the horses, and running around just like wild banshees, and I got to help some kids shop, which I'm really good at. So it was a great time, and I'm gonna try to get through this next part without crying. So I wrote it down because it's Marta's last meeting, as you heard, and it's been both an honor and a privilege to serve with you, and you are one of the most thoughtful, kind and considerate people I've ever seen on this council. And I'm going to miss looking over there and seeing your smile and hearing your laugh. And you always have a good attitude and an incredible work ethic. You worked hard to learn everything you could. You jumped right in without hesitation after we appointed you. And you always followed through with what you said. If you said you were going to be somewhere, you were there. And you even convinced, you and Councilmember Dr. Landry convinced me to do a triathlon, which I had no interest in ever doing, but yeah, so most importantly, you led with your heart and you brought warmth and sincerity to every interaction. And so I want to thank you for your leadership and your tireless efforts to make our city a better place, and your friendship. And I'm happy this isn't goodbye, and I wish you all the best in the next chapter of your journey. And I hope it's impactful and fulfilling as the one you've shared with us. And then I just want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, starts on the same day. Happy New Year. That's it.
Excellent. First, I want to say thank you to Ms. Wilson, Laura Wilson, for the time we had yesterday, ringing the bell for police department, and Sharon came, and we had a great time. Learned a lot about Laura, Division I softball player. Wow, that is so awesome. Yeah. Yeah. She's a monster pitcher. But also wanted to give a shout out to Allison, doing great work down at the park with the Christmas tree lining. Hard worker. Just your team just does go over and beyond the requirement. Also, the youth aid. Wow, great presentation. Thank you, Elizabeth. Just rounding them up and presenting. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. To Marta, wow. So I had to tell this. Marta has her cheerleading outfit from when she was in high school at the museum. So I asked her, could she fit back in the... But when she graduated Buena, her cheerleading outfit is still there. Is it still there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still there.
It's part of the Buena.
It's part of the Buena presentation.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, yes. So if you want to see her cheerleading outfit, just go on down to the museum and check it out. But the granddaughter of a Buffalo soldier, and just the history that you just displayed. So we're so elated that you were on the council. And just your demeanor, just how you carry yourself is just remarkable. And blessings to you, blessings to your family, and in your future endeavors. Thank you so much, ma'am. We love you. With that, we are dismissed.